Hey guys, Jeff here with the Common Sense Camper. This is going to be awesome. I'm so stoked. So this is going to be Stella's first camp outing. So I brought a lot of stuff. I'll explain what I brought. I'm going to be kind of fumbling my way through this. So if you don't know Stella, she is now a 7-month-old Norwegian elk hound. So the nice thing about that is I didn't bring like a bunch of blankets and stuff for the dog because it's only get down to like 40 degrees overnight, and she loves the cold anyways. So stay tuned. This is gonna be awesome. Hey, there you are. All right, maiden voyage for Stella. Camp out. Yay!
You missed here, right here, Stella. Stella, right there.
Oh, Kenny's got treats. She's gonna be spoiled on this trip. Look at that. Say no hiking in with that thing. Good girl. Say, what is that? What is that? Good girl. All right, come. Good girl. So here's Alex's camp, and Stella's taking a dump right there. Good girl. Good girl. So you're all taking.
I'm not sure. It could have been a Kita, but he had the spotted tongue.
Oh, we're gonna get nice and muddy this weekend. Do you need a hole dug right there?
That purple tongue.
No, not
that
really.
chows that purple tongue.
Thanks for digging that hole right there and chewing on the stick. It's a lot of help. All right, so this is the first time I've had the dog out. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've done a little bit of research, but I thought I'd share with you me fumbling through this and things that I'm going to learn this weekend, whether I did this correctly or not. So we will start with the dog. Stella, come. Come. Good girl. Come. Good girl. Okay, yeah, walk all over my clothes. Perfect. All right, so here's what I have. I have a short lead. That's probably 5-6 foot lead. She has a fee collar. It's a GPS tracker. It works on your phone. It's an app-based thing. The thing I like about it is the battery lasts for like 4 weeks, and you just put them on it, and it tracks their steps and everything. So I'll do a separate video of that. Then I have a Herm Springer correction collar. A lot of people call it a prong collar, and I'm telling you, do your research on it. Do not bash me for using a prong collar, because I'm telling you, when you do the research on it and you truly understand how it works, it is much safer than a harness or a flat collar any day of the week. So I have that, and then I have a carabiner, which basically hooks the Springer collar to the flat collar. And the reason I do that is in case she's rolling around. Sometimes, on a rare occasion, I've heard of the Herm Springer collar prong like coming loose. At least that way I have a flat collar hooked up to her. So and then she has a backpack, and let me show this first real quick. Then I have a 20-foot lead, and what my plan is with this is I'm going to tie this around the tree. I'm going to hammock camp, and this will give her movement, so she can go use the bathroom, what have you, but not feel like, you know, she's trapped in one spot. So I'm going to try that out, see if that works. Stella, come. Come. Good girl. All right, so then the backpack. Come here. Oh, try and get her in the picture here. All right, so then in the backpack. And by the way, thanks Kenny and Denise for the backpack. It was a gift. Awesome. So I'm going to take this off. Stay. So I'm going to take the pack off. Show you what's in there. So there's 3 clasps, and if you want to know who makes this backpack. It is a company called Outward Bound or Outward Hound. And in here I have her food for the weekend. So I've got all her food, dog food. So I've got that, and on the other side I have more food. All right, so that represents one serving. So she'll eat one of these in the morning and then one of these at night. I feed her twice a day. And then I have some treats. She's off camera, so I'm gonna raise this up. And then she has some treats, which I wrapped in that and that. And then because I thought maybe she'll feel lonely at night because she's not in her room, she just goes right to the laundry room when she's ready for bed. We don't have to tell her to do that. I brought that. Hopefully she doesn't squeak that all night and keep Alex and Kenny up. That may be broken in the morning. And then what is she gonna sleep on? Well, since she's a Norwegian elk hound, I'm not worried about her getting cold. It's only supposed to get down to like 40 low tonight. So what I'm gonna have her do is I'm gonna set her up on this grabber blanket. I'm gonna put that under my hammock and then put this on top of it. She's pretty good with place. So if I put a square something, whether it's a rug or a hanky somewhere, and tell her to place, she'll stay there. And then I'll have her hooked up to this so that she doesn't get, lured out by coyotes or, get in a mess with a skunk or something. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and I'll let you know. All right, so I figured out one thing already I didn't think about. So I had this just laying here with her food open. You definitely want to bear hang the dog's food, because if I had walked away, she probably would have just completely ravished all this. So definitely want to hang up the food, not leave it on the ground. So lesson number one. Okay, this is just a quick little clip for my wife. She will be muddy when we get back. So make sure you have plenty of treats. So this is just Easter ham that I dehydrated and then vacuum sealed and then rehydrated it with a little water. Good girl. That's her little snack. I think someone smelled the bacon in my bush pot lid and snuck over here for a little taste. Hey, what are you doing?
I guess labs too, they got a big appetite, so they're like,
What are you doing?
in there with them other dogs.
What are you doing?
You ever used to hunt, right? You're a hunt dog.
You're lucky, there's not too many people I'd share my cup with. I'm trying to think what else. So far so good. I will say that putting the tarp down, she wants nothing to do with that, and I think that might be more her breed, that they like cooler weather. So she's just like digging on the ground and then just laying on it. So it must be really cool for her, and so she wants nothing to do with the ground cloth. So far so good, and she's having a ball out here. She absolutely loves it. Definitely she's going to be a force to be reckoned with here in 6 months. I think I'll be able to absolutely just leave her off leash and she'll be fine. So, right, Stella? Come on. Yeah, she's like, forget it. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I'm out in the woods. I'm having fun. And that's what I was bred to do. Good girl. Place. Hey, place. And stay. Down. Good girl. Good girl. Stay. So, yeah, so she's okay with the tarp. I just don't think she prefers the tarp. She really likes the ground. So, and again, like I said, I am a complete amateur when it comes to bringing a puppy out in the wild. But so far, it's gone really well. I have no complaints. She's done really well. I will say, you want to keep them entertained. You want to keep them fed and watered. And other than that, I mean, she's done really well. So, you want your squeaky toy? I brought your squeaky toy. She's like, yeah, whatever. I got a whole forest here of things to chew on. Why would I play with that stupid toy that you bought at a box store? So I labeled this dog food so I don't eat it. Just kidding. Here you go. There's dinner. There you go. Eat your dinner.
Yeah.
Good girl. Good girl. Stella. What are you doing? Kenny has a new friend.
Here's the secret.
That's the secret?
Yeah.
There you go. See, I thought it was hard work and training. It's just giving them treats. She's like, I'm hanging with Uncle Kenny. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you eating roots and digging? What you got there, Stella? Did Uncle Kenny give you some venison? Huh? Look, there's one right here. Don't miss that one. Look. Ooh, deer meat. It's not elk, but it's close. I think she approves. So you look pretty comfortable there, Stella. So I have her complete and undivided attention. What do you want? What do you want? Okay, might be a little warm. Stella's first piece of Spam. What do you think? Yeah, it's a little warm. Down. Down. Good girl. There you go. Oh, what do you think of that? I know, it's still hot, but you'll like it. We'll let it cool off. So I taught Stella the art of processing fire tinder. Good job. There's just one caveat with the way she does it. It ends up being twice as wet. A little bit of slobber with that, but hey, good job. Good job. Hey, Stella, did you have fun? Huh? Did you have fun? She is absolutely in hog heaven right now. She had the time of her life. This is kind of what she's designed to do. I had a great time. The guys had fun with her. So she did really well. I asked a couple dog trainers, hey, at what age should I take my dog out camping? And one of the guys gave me some really good advice. He said, when you feel you're ready. And what he meant by that is you can kind of figure out, I don't know what she's barking at. You kind of know if your dog's ready or not. So I was 99% there, and he said, look, with the amount of time you spent with her and the training that you've done, she's probably ready to do it. Just keep a close eye on her. So that's what I did. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I did that worked and some things that I would change. So I realized quickly I do not need this big, huge ground tarp. This huge ground tarp, not needed. Her squeaky toy, not needed. She wanted nothing to do with that because she's out in the woods and she was chewing bark and roots and vines and just doing dog stuff, puppy stuff. So I didn't need the squeaky toy. I brought it because I thought it might help her make the environment a little more familiar to her. I can tell you one thing that you want to do is kind of try and keep the routine the same during the day as you would at home. So, you know, she will wake up in the morning. She's not a morning dog. It's the weirdest thing. She just kind of goes out, does her business, comes in the house, eats, and hangs out for about an hour, and then boom, it's go time. So I tried to keep that the same. I kept when I fed her the same. And then we just went for a walk here about an hour ago, because that's about the time I would bring her home and take her out for at least a 45-minute walk. So I kept some of those things the same and familiar to her, and I think that helped out. The other thing is, I was really concerned with me being in the hammock and her just laying on the ground. I actually brought a large tarp, and I brought my tent because I was worried that maybe she might freak out over this. But what I did is I just hung the hammock low, and that seemed to work out really well because right when we went to bed, she was kind of tussling around, and she came up and actually put her head up above the hammock to kind of say, hey, you know, are you still here? She did that about 3 times, and once she realized, hey, I'm not going anywhere out of this hammock till the coffee's on, she laid down and went right to sleep. I think she got up one time, and I think that was because Kenny got up and she was growling and barking at him, but then she went right back to sleep. The other thing with the hammock camping, so keep this low. I think it works. I think if I were up higher, she might not have done as well overnight. The other thing is your guy lines. Make sure they are out far enough so that when you put the short lead on at night, that they're not going to get wrapped up around the guy lines, or in my case, I like to have a little porch or vestibule, if you will, on my tarp. So what I did is I just drove a stake in here and put the shorter lead on there. I took that pole and then moved it out more of it a 45. That way she had free reign. She didn't move around a lot. The other odd thing that I thought was a pleasant surprise was I was fully expecting her to pee somewhere or poop around this area. It was unbelievable that this was like her area right away. And so she waited till the morning, till I got up, and then I took her, she went and pooped and peed somewhere else. So she acknowledged this real quickly, very quickly, that this was her home. So she's an odd dog. I've never had a dog do this. Around 9:30, 10 o'clock at home, when she's tired, she will get up and go into her room, which is our laundry room. We don't have to tell her. She just does it like clockwork, and it's the weirdest thing. So by having that drop cloth, I kept calling that her room. So she eventually went to bed there, and it wasn't a problem. So the tarp, I don't need that big of a tarp. She didn't use it, and unless you have a gigantic dog, I don't know that you need that big of a ground tarp. What I'm going to do from now on is just take this, and this is a Hidden Woodsman signaling panel, and so I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to cut up a bath towel, a plush bath towel, and I'm going to use that as her bed, just to give her something soft to lay her head on. Food and water, she was definitely hungrier than normal. And so, you know, of course she's gonna get spoiled here with us three guys. You know, she had Spam and ham and venison. Kenny brought out some venison, she loved that. So food was not an issue. Water, one thing I'd recommend is get them used to a collapsible bowl at home, because everything I seem to put water in, she didn't like. She didn't like my cup, she didn't like the billy pot, she didn't like the little tray, she didn't like the plastic Tupperware container. Like, she did it, she drank out of it, but you could tell she didn't like it, and then she eventually tipped it over. So I think at home, you want to train them to eat out of that vessel that you're going to bring camping with them, because I think to a dog, that's a very personal thing, what they're eating and drinking out of. So I feel like she's underhydrated right now. Just keep an eye on it, you know, let them cool down. But she's back there chilling right now, having a great time. Other than that, if you guys have questions or anything I didn't cover in this trip, if you have a puppy and you're getting ready to take them out camping, you know, feel free to ask questions. Again, I'm not an expert. This is the first time I've ever done it. In fact, it's the first time I ever had a dog out camping with me overnight. So my previous two dogs just weren't out overnight type dogs. They were both labs, but that wasn't their thing. She absolutely loves it out here and had a great time. So hopefully that's helpful. Had a great time. Get your dog out, have some fun, bring the family out. This is Jeff with the Common Sense Camper, camping out. So another advantage to bringing your puppy with you camping, they are excellent at doing dishes. This thing was coated in partially kind of burnt Knorr's noodles and all clean. Good job.